So the item that we are securing is grandmother's priceless pearl necklace. Cost is no object, money is not an issue. We want the most expensive security that we possibly can. So we're going to deploy a multi-layered defense in-depth approach that blends physical, digital, and procedural security to an extreme degree. Assume every layer will be breached. That's the core principle, right? So this is the thing. That's the thing about security people. They have the highest level of paranoia that it's like, okay, well, what if this fails? And what if this fails? And what if this sucks? And what if the attacker is so freaking good that they can get past all of our layers of security? So this is the core principle. Assume every layer will be breached. Design the next layer to detect and mitigate the damage. So the first layer of security would be the physical security, which is the fortress. So the location itself, a dedicated climate controlled underground vault with a remote privately owned island. Yeah, that just sounds great already. So it's going to be on a private island inside of a dedicated climate controlled underground vault. That's amazing. That just starting with that is amazing. The island itself is surrounded by advanced sonar and radar systems monitored 24/7. The vault is built with reinforced military-grade concrete and steel resistant to explosives and drilling. Multiple layers of physical barriers, including seismic sensors and motion detectors, surround the vault. And then we have access control, biometric authentication, so retinal scans, fingerprint, voice recognition, DNA analysis at multiple checkpoints. Multi-factor authentication requiring simultaneous input from multiple geographically dispersed security personnel. A dead man switch. Oh no, why did you I didn't want to modify my prompt. Did I just modify my prompt? I guess I did. But that's, we're barely getting started in this too. Let's see, hold on. A dead man switch requiring constant input from authorized personnel to prevent unauthorized access. Robotic sentries. We're talking about robots here with non-lethal and, as a last resort, lethal capabilities patrolling the perimeter and interior. Airlock style entry with pressure and chemical sensors to detect tampering. Environmental controls, a constant monitoring of temperature, humidity, and air quality. Inert gas fire suppression system to prevent damage from traditional extinguishers. Vibration dampening systems to protect against seismic events or attempted forced entry. Electromagnetic pulse EMP shielding to protect against electronic attacks. Redundancy, multiple backup power generators and independent communication systems. Redundant security systems with failover capabilities. Diversified security personnel with overlapping responsibilities. All of this falls under the physical layer of security, so the fortress itself. Okay, so we barely scratched the surface. Then we're going to go into digital security, which is the Guardian network. So network segmentation, isolated network for security systems separate from any external networks because we don't want them to get hacked and to kind of overlap the video stream that we have and put some kind of dummy video stream, right? Air-gapped systems for critical functions preventing remote access, encrypted communication channels with quantum-resistant cryptography. Quantum-resistant cryptography, they're already talking about it because quantum computing is supposed to be able to break through some really advanced cryptography. So obviously, we want quantum-resistant cryptography. Intrusion detection and prevention, so AI-powered anomaly detection systems that analyze all network traffic and sensor data, honeypots and decoy systems to lure and track potential attackers, continuous vulnerability scanning and penetration testing, real-time analysis of all video feeds utilizing AI to recognize known criminals and unusual behavior. Then we have data security, so the full disk encryption for all storage devices, data backup stored in geographically dispersed secure locations, data shredding for any discarded media, zero trust architecture with constant reauthentication. And then we have surveillance, so 360-degree multi-spectrum cameras with advanced object tracking, drone surveillance of the island and surrounding waters, satellite surveillance, submersible drone surveillance of the waters surrounding the island. I love this so much. Then we have procedural security, so the human element. Then we have personnel screening, so extensive background checks, including psychological and polygraph tests, ongoing monitoring of personnel behavior and financial activity, rotation of security personnel to prevent familiarity, and potential compromise, Security protocols, strict adherence to security protocols with regular drills and simulations. The two-person rule for all critical operations, regular audits and reviews of security procedures, information compartmentalization, meaning basically need-to-know basis layers of information. Emergency response, highly trained security personnel with specialized skills in counterterrorism and crisis management, dedicated emergency response teams on standby, pre-planned evacuation routes and contingency plans. Information warfare, constant monitoring of social media and dark web activity for potential threats, counterintelligence operations to disrupt and neutralize potential attackers, misinformation campaigns to confuse and mislead adversaries. The necklace itself, the necklace is stored in a pressure and temperature sensitive box. The box contains a small explosive charge that will destroy the necklace if unauthorized access is attempted. The box contains a tracking device. The box contains a chemical dye that will mark anyone that opens the box without authorization. And then redundant access. A perfect, indistinguishable replica of the necklace is stored in a separate, highly secured, and unknown location. This will be used as a decoy and for display purposes. Key considerations: layered defense, no single point of failure, continuous monitoring, real-time analysis of all security systems, adaptability, ability to adapt to evolving threats, human element, rigorous training and screening of personnel, and redundancy, multiple layers of backup and failover systems. This is freaking awesome. I'm actually very impressed with the response that Gemini just generated for us to protect grandmother's priceless pearls, because it's a priceless pearl. You know what I'm saying? It means that it doesn't matter how much it costs to protect grandma's priceless pearls. As long as it's protected, cost is not even an issue. Money is no object. You understand what I'm saying? This is amazing. I love this. And the fact that it started out with saying it's a dedicated, climate-controlled underground vault with a remote, or within a remote, privately owned island. I mean, that just says it all. That set the tone for the rest of the security, and I just love this so much. Oh my God.